welcome to the Sioux Empire Podcast. I am your host, Robert Mailing. This is the Sioux Empire Podcast, the quirky but harmless podcast that's all about local news, comedy, music, and culture. And joining me today for this special edition is Z-Stonish.
Hello, welcome, thank you.
How's it going, man?
Good, thank you for having me on this special edition of the bonus episode.
Yeah, so what have you got going on that you're here to tell us about?
Yeah, something really exciting. This October at the Sioux Falls Orpheum Theater, I'm doing a show called Superstitions, a psychological spectacle, where it features a lot of magic, but storytelling, and basically it's kind of like a one-man show or a play where there's a beginning, middle, and end, and the magic helps weave everything together.
Really cool. So, something I'm wondering, is it like so it's going to be like a hypnosis show, kind of a mentalist kind of thing going on, but it's out. I'm kind of getting the hint that there's like a narrative, maybe perhaps going on with it.
Exactly, a narrative. There's a lot of conflict and resolution as far as it's really fun. I'll answer your question, but I'll kind of ramble because I'm so excited about it. I'm sure everyone will be excited to see it too. Right. Where it was really fun writing the script to think, am I the antagonist or am I the protagonist? Is the audience, realm, or what part of the realm are they in? So that was really fun. But to answer your question, there is a really cool narrative that goes throughout. There won't be hypnosis per se as far as direct hypnosis, but there will be some hypnosis as far as the magic is concerned. That'll make sense when everyone sees it.
Sure. What you're saying is it's not the county fair. You're not going to have someone go sit on a square bale and pretend or convince them that they're a chicken.
Right, which is fun. I love doing those types of shows.
Sure, there's a time and a place for all of this.
Right. This I really wanted it to be a theatrical experience and not that type of hypnosis can't be. But this I just really wanted it to focus on the magic and really heavy on the mentalism stuff as well. So the hypnosis is kind of sprinkled through, but most people probably won't catch it or notice it unless you're really looking for it. So the people that are listening and come to the show, keep your eye out for it.
Awesome. So what inspired you to do a superstitions-based show where you got really tired of kicking black cats, or where did that come from?
Yeah, I've definitely always been into the things of the macabre and the strange and the unusual. Growing up, I loved Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Oh, sure.
And all of the cool things. The Munsters was my favorite TV show growing up as a kid.
It's a good show.
Eddie Munster. It still to this day is an awesome show. Yeah.
Yep.
But I guess it kind of. There's a bunch of different elements that inspired me. One, I have a strong theater background, going to in high school and then in college, and then going to a bunch of theater productions. And I've always loved the idea, excuse me, and when you go to see a play, there's that narrative or that story that hooks you in and really takes the audience on some sort of emotional journey, for lack of a better word, I guess, or phrase. So I really wanted to do that with a magic show,
sure,
where I actually come up with an actual script that has storylines and plots throughout, and then the magic sometimes the magic actually happens as the stories are happening, but you don't even know the magic is there, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy cow, he just did something, and now he's over here and doing this, and it's nice. Cool. It's kind of sprinkled in, like normally when you've seen my show before, like here's this trick, and then we do this trick, where here it's kind of like, wow, the tricks are just kind of happening as the show is happening, which is really cool.
I like this idea.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, you did get me last year with that. God, what was the setup for that? That was the think of a city, think of a color, and think of a number. And I am still fucking racking. I will figure this shit out.
Yeah,
I'm racking my brain to figure out how you did the thing with the, getting three people up on the stage were happening to think what I was thinking for those three things.
It was basically a mind inception.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite stories. Every time we see each other, we always talk about this story, and it's just fun.
That's my quote, people. You can put that. He puts that on the stationery, everything else.
Yep.
He incepted me.
That's
I did not know that was coming. Those are my words. I was like, shit, because it was like my idea.
Right, and he was just mind blown. So that's actually going to be in the show. So that's a little teaser there.
Awesome.
So you can kind of see what we're talking about, or the listeners are like, what are they talking about? You can see it live.
Oh, that's really
see
cool.
The mind inception.
That's worth it in itself. That trick, because I mean, I'm, Zach is a friend, and so I'm gonna freaking scream his stuff from the rooftops and stuff. But in all seriousness, I've seen Cirque du Soleil shows, I've seen some Broadway shows, stuff like that. But that trick, how well that worked that night last year, I'm still blown away by that. That's up there with the Cirque du Soleil guy that I can't figure out how they fed the fuel lines to keep him on fire.
Right,
as long as
we talked about that.
It's like in my top 3 pantheon of how the did they do that on a live stage and not with CGI or something?
Right.
So it was a very cool trick.
And what's even cooler is a lot of the show starts out with some of the kind of magic narrative things, and then goes into a lot of the heavy mind reading mentalism stuff. So what you saw was just a little taste of the big picture of what's going to happen.
Awesome.
So the routine that we're talking about right now, when you see it at this show, it's actually part of a bigger concept, which is hopefully will blow your mind even more.
And it's October, Friday the 13th.
So to answer your question, why Superstitions and how it all played out, for the longest time, I've always been obsessed with 13. I have 13 tattooed on me.
Oh, dude.
You might not be able to see that on the camera, but it'll be in the show notes.
Yep.
But no, so 13's always been my favorite number. My parents were actually married on the Friday the 13th because my dad's a magician, so magicians and magic.
Cool.
The Friday the 13th is just a thing. So I've been obsessed with that, and I saw about 2 years ago that the next Friday the 13th in October was going to be 2017.
You're like, dibs.
So I think I might have touched on this story in our last podcast that I was on, but I contacted the Orpheum about it. I was like, this is the date that I want, and they said, okay, we'll put you down, but the Sioux Falls Jazz and Blues Society, they have the whole run. They have all the weekends in October blocked for them until they figure out what musicians or what dates, and then all the other dates get let open. So I kept fighting for this, and I kept emailing months after months.
Are you telling me I have to go beat up a flautist so we can have this show?
No, we actually got it to work.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is on Friday the 13th, and basically...
No battery required.
But what ended up one of the emails, though, from the lady at the Orpheum, which she's super great, but she emailed and said, would October 14th work? It's like, well, that kind of defeats the whole purpose here.
You're killing me.
Right? I'm like, so my heart just sunk, and I was like, everything that I've built up for this moment in this show. And then 2 days later, I didn't say anything. I was just like, how am I going to make this work? Friday the 13th, see what happens after Friday the 13th, or how can I make that work? But then she emailed, she said that the date's open, and I said, send me a contract. I'm going to sign it right then and there, so I can't lose that date. So it is Friday the 13th of October, which is just super awesome to have it in October at the Orpheum, the historic Orpheum Theater. So, and then Superstitions so I had that date, and this was probably about a year and a half ago that I officially had the date, and I've been playing around with this whole show, but I didn't really have a theme, and all of a sudden, one day it just dawned on me. You think it'd be common sense, but I was like, what would I call the show? What can the show kind of turn into? And just Superstitions just all of a sudden makes perfect sense, but like it was just common sense that went over my head. So once Superstitions came into my mind, okay, the show's called Superstitions, and then everything just all fell into place, coming up with the themes and the concepts, and really how we use superstitions to control the uncontrollable, and why we use that as a means to take risks in our life, and really kind of deep philosophical questions. And so Superstitions, everything, just all the pieces came together. There you have it.
Nice. And of course, me being the way my brain works, so are you going to have everyone walk in through underneath a giant ladder?
Well, if it's practical, I need to know like the codes and all of that, as far as
the whole laws, safety.
But actually, what's interesting is, so the ticket has a yes and a no on it, and when you walk in, the yes gets punched as kind of just a little subconscious thing that yes, you're choosing to come into the show. So on the ticket, the yes will be punched. And if it can play out, and it's funny that you asked this, is that there's 2 entrances into the theater, and I thought if they allow me, I would have one of the doors with a ladder and the other door without, so you can make the choice of what... Nice. There's a lot of cool elements in the show as far as I let the audience kind of decide what's going to happen and where it goes and different things. So it's all basically, the show's all down to choices, and I'm starting to ramble because I'm so excited. But
that's fine, man.
But no, even to start off with, and it's all kind of a subconscious thing, and these were some of these hypnosis things lie in. But already when you walk in there before the show starts, you're already into the show.
Nice.
Which door do you enter? You've chosen to come into this experience. You didn't see a black cat on the way here. You didn't turn around. You've made the choice to be here on this very specific date.
Nice.
Yeah.
So way cool.
Very cool.
They can find tickets at It's your website is zstonish.com.
Zstonish, yep. Or if you just Google Sioux Falls Orpheum, Superstitions,
there you go.
The Empire Podcast, this is all in the show notes and on the website. But yeah, if you Google it, sometimes Zstonish is hard to remember, but Sioux Falls Orpheum, Google that. I'm on their website. It'll all take you to where you need to be. But speaking of that, I thought we could probably announce some cool things that we've got going on with the Sioux Empire Podcast.
Absolutely.
Is this a good segue for that?
This is a great segue for
that. Great segue. Sioux Empire Podcast has always been awesome supporting us and sponsoring the shows, so no, it means a lot to us. And even Travis and I, you've helped out with our shows in the past, the previous shows, and so we're doing something really crazy. The Sioux Empire Podcast is doing something crazy. They are offering $1 off per ticket if you use the promo code Sioux Empire. So all you have to do, and it's the first 50 people that get it, so make sure you get it right away. But if you go online to purchase tickets, you actually get $1 off per ticket, thanks to Sioux Empire Podcast being a sponsor for that.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. And remember, that's Sioux Empire is the promo code. Get $1 off your ticket. And it only applies for the first 50 people, so you want to be sure you get in there and grab that discount while you can.
Right. And the other thing that I'm doing for everyone that's listening right now, this post, whether you found it on the blog or on wherever you stumbled upon it, but if you go to the Facebook page, Sioux Empire, what is it, podcast _ Empire?
The Facebook page?
Yeah,
it's like Sioux Empire Podcast.
Sioux Empire, yeah. So if you type it in, it'll pop up and you'll see it. But go to this Facebook post that's promoting this particular bonus episode, and we want you to share it and like it. All the people that share and like it between now and next week. So this is it'll be on the following Sunday. What did we say it was? The 20th. Sunday the 20th. I hope that's right. Right.
Close enough.
Close enough. But so a week from Sunday, a week from this episode coming out, I'm going to give away 2 free tickets. So all you have to do is go to the Sioux Empire Podcast Facebook, like and share the post of this episode, and then a week we'll draw. Rob is telling me he's got some cool software stuff that'll randomize all the shares and pull out somebody at random that'll get 2 tickets. All you have to do is share and like the post. Something super easy. I know everybody asks you to do it, but it's all you got to do is hit a couple clicks and you can win free tickets.
Absolutely. So like and share this post. Like the SiouxEmpire.com. Like our good buddy
Yes,
Zstonish.
at Zstonish.
And be sure to check out Superstitions Friday, October 13th at the Orpheum.
And another thing too, while you're all on there, if you want to, if you go to my Facebook page, Zstonish, you'll see the Superstitions Facebook page. Either click interested. Hopefully you're going to go, so click on going.
Click going.
Click going, and that'll allow you to see all the posts and different promotions that I'll be doing between now and then, and all the updates and stuff there as well. So you can kind of stay in the loop with that with Superstitions. But like you said, it Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
He does it better than I do.
Thank you. Coming this summer. So, anyway.
Yeah, we should have almost done the whole episode like that.
I don't know if I could pull a whole episode that way.
Superstitions, a psychological spectacle.
It's much less intimidating when they've got the video and I'm like holding my throat to do it. It's like, coming this summer. That just sounds like I'm throat cancer. So that's awful. Yeah.
Anyway, Superstitions. A psychological spectacle. Friday the 13th of October. Tickets at the Orpheum. Thank you. Yes, tickets are available. Make sure you use that promo code Sioux Empire for $1 off per ticket, and like and share this post on Facebook to win free tickets. And I think that's about it, right?
That sounds good.
That sounds good.
Thanks for coming, Zach.
Yeah.